How do you create a sales page that turns your email list and your website visitors into paying customers? People who will buy the courses that you've created. Stay with me and I'll walk you through all the steps that you need to take to create a sales page that sells your course. I'll show you what to do and what to avoid. If you stay with me to the end of this video, I'm going to give you a real golden nugget of a tip that I believe will really help you. So hold on for that. You ready? Let's get into it. When you spend time, energy and money creating courses or coaching programs, there's going to come a time when you want to sell to these people. If your audience is tiny and you're selling a high ticket item, then you may convert these people through sales calls. In that circumstance, you'll probably just send them to a checkout and you may not need a sales page. However, in all other scenarios, you're going to want to have a great sales page. If you want to sell lots of courses to lots of people, you're going to need a great sales page. You need this page to do the best job it possibly can in selling for you. Now, there's generally two types of sales pages, long sales pages and short sales pages. And they might sound fairly obvious, but they're not. A long sales page is incredibly long. We've all seen them. They go on and on and on and on forever. And they don't tell you the price till right down the very bottom. So what do? Do you read it all? Do you spend half an hour or more reading all this stuff? No, of course you don't. You scroll straight to the bottom. You look at the price and you make an instant judgment as to whether that's for you. And most times you don't read any more and you go away. Then there's short sales pages. Now surprisingly, these aren't always that short. They're just relatively short compared to these very long sales pages. These short sales pages are what I'd highly suggest you focus on. Why? Because this is what works. However, remember, it's not that short. There are certain elements that you need to get in there. There really are only 5 essential elements, but I'm not going to stick to that. I'm going to bring you today the 11 elements of a brilliant sales page. And I'll give you an example towards the end. So, if you're ready, here they are. Here are the whole entire 11 elements of what I consider to be a brilliant sales page based upon what I know works. And if you implement them on your page in the order that I give them to you, you'll get the best results. So number 1 is create a very compelling headline. Something that speaks to your audience, something that tells your ideal customer avatar, that you are the right person to solve their problem. You've got to do this in one short sentence. So you've got to give them a how-to or something that resolves their problem, not something wishy-washy. Now, it's really difficult to do this in just a few words. So as well as a compelling headline, you need compelling subtitles. And then as you add sections, you need to add compelling subheadings for each of the sections. These compelling subheadings are what will keep your audience reading through your page. The whole idea is to keep people on your page till they take action, which is to buy, to check out. Next, stories. Stories are what people really relate to, and stories sell. We as a species have a long history of storytelling, stories that get handed down from generation to generation, and our minds are conditioned to understand and take emotions from stories. So number 3 is telling your story based upon the journey that you went through and how you got to where you are, how you're helping other people. Once you have that story crafted in a way that brings people to a place where they can relate to you, then move on to number 4, which is social proof. This is showing people that you're not just full of hot air. You actually really know your stuff. You know your stuff to the extent that you've got results for other people. And these are real people who are prepared to put their neck on the line and say that you've done a great job for them. People who are really grateful. When you do this, use real people. Never make it up. And use their full name. And if possible, if they're happy for it, use images of these people and what they've got to say. It brings it all to life. It makes it so much more believable. So if you use their first name and just an initial for their surname and no image, it just makes people doubt whether it's real. And show they're real people using photographs, real names, full names, and their own words. Okay, so you've now given people a compelling headline, a compelling subtitle, and you're starting to put compelling subheadings throughout your copy on the page. You've taken people through their journey so they can start to relate to you as a real person. And you've given proof of how you can help them because you've shown how you can help other real people and have done, and how grateful these people are. Now you need to present your compelling offer with all the benefits that it offers. Remember, when you're doing this, it's not about the content, it's about the benefits. So what's in it for your customers? What's in it for your ideal customer? Explain the benefits clearly and explicitly. You don't need to tell people exactly what is in your course. You don't need to tell them the title of all the modules or the lessons. Give them an outline, but sell them on the benefits. That's what they want. They're not that interested in the name of your course video titles. Yes, I know you took ages and ages preparing them, recording them, creating them, editing them, and that's great. But people are interested in the results that they can get that you can help them with. So remember that. This is a sales page. The next thing you need to do is to have a call to action button or a CTA button. This tells people what they need to do. So click here, buy now, find out more, whatever it is. I tend to have 3 CTA buttons on the page, as I'll explain. And the first 2 take people to the 3rd section. And all these buttons take people to the pricing section, where they can click to buy and check out. Now it's unlikely that on the first visit people will go to your first CTA button and click on it and buy. So after this first CTA button, the next section should cover objection handling. This is where you think of all the objections that people could have to buying your course or buying your program, whatever it might be a coaching program. Think of all the objections and then go through and answer them. So for example, you might set it up as a FAQ section, or you might just have a few questions, not call it an FAQ section. Think about how you should present it best for your customer. But you need to cover handling the objections. So for example, I can't afford it. Why should I buy your course? I can't afford it. So you can explain here that there might be payment plans that people can implement and pay over a certain amount of time, by which time they will have earned enough to pay for the whole course. Have a look on the example that I'll give you at the end of this video. It might help you have some further thoughts on that. Number 8, we're getting into the meat of this now. Number 8 is the pricing. Clearly state your pricing and state any options. So there could be a buy now price, and there might be a payment plan option, which will be more expensive over time, perhaps 10 to 20% more expensive over 3, 6 or 12 months. Or people could save by buying and paying all up front. In your condensed pricing section, make sure to include minimizing words such as only or tiny or paltry or measly. And then at the bottom of your pricing section, you need to have another CTA or call to action button. If you've got 2 pricing options, a buy now and a payment plan option, you'll need 2 different buttons here with 2 different checkouts. I'll cover building checkouts in another video. If you subscribe and click the bell, you'll get notified when these videos are released. So number 9 is these call to action buttons, the second section of call to action buttons. Now number 10 is you have to give a cast iron guarantee. And this worries a lot of people. Well, if you've got confidence in your product, then you should give a cast iron guarantee. So something like 30 days money back guarantee. This is probably not appropriate for coaching, but for courses, 14 days or 30 days or 28 days is quite normal. And if somebody really doesn't get any results from your coaching, then you should feel comfortable refunding them. If you're using a product such as Kajabi to host your courses, you can track how much each individual student has completed. So your guarantee could be on the basis that they haven't completed more than 20% of the course. Or you could release your modules over time. So you could say 14-day money back guarantee, but you don't release the second module of your course, which might be 3, 4, 5 modules, until day 15. So you don't have to give away everything to them. Feel comfortable and confident to give a cast iron guarantee. If someone really, really wants their money back, they're probably going to become a pain in the neck, and they're better off out of your course. You don't need that. You want to be engaging and helping other people, not have all this negativity in your life. So just give the guarantee. I promise you it's definitely the best way. And now, number 11, the last section for your brilliant sales page for online courses. And this comes after your guarantee, and it's just a PS with a final call to action. And the PS could say something like, if you're still not sure, look at our cast iron guarantee above. It's totally risk-free. And then your call to action button, buy now. So, I said if you stay to the end, I'd give you a real golden nugget of a tip. And here it is. Remember, when people make buying decisions, they make it mainly emotionally. And they make it based upon what's in it for them. So when you're writing your pages, at all points think, if I was my customer or my potential customer, what would I see in this for me? What would keep me reading? Create emotion at various points, especially when you're telling your story. You want people to think, yeah, I can relate to that. Something like that happened to me. And keep the following sentence in mind when you're creating your sales pages. All your audience care about is the transformation that they will get when they buy your offer. If you found this useful, I'd be honoured if you'd like and subscribe. If you'd like to know the things that successful course creators do that others fail to do, then watch my other video on just that. Here, I'll see you in the next video.